The COVID-19 pandemic in many ways has been a resounding wake-up call on a global level. Perhaps the biggest take-home lesson the pandemic offers is the need for a sustainable way of life. The World Health Organization's Traditional Medicine Strategy 2014-2023 has committed itself to the promotion of universal health coverage by integrating complementary and alternative services into healthcare service delivery. India has a huge contribution to make in terms of complementary and alternative medicine, particularly through ancient wellness and preventive practices such as Ayurveda and yoga to promote well-being.
The pandemic has been really affected the tourism, and Ayurveda in a large level it's dependent on tourism because tourism is one where people from foreign countries used to visit India to get Ayurvedic treatments. Now, because of this got a major impact on especially the Ayurvedic hospitals and Ayurvedic resorts and these type of things, and all these things have been very badly affected. At the same time, through Ayurveda also, which has been accepted by WHO also, we have come out with nice COVID medicines, which these medicines have been proven. If you are taking it regularly, the chances of you not getting affected with COVID has also been there. So that's another thing. But the most important thing is the post-COVID, treatments, which Ayurveda is available, which is much cheaper than the allopathic treatments, which again is going to be helpful in the way of Ayurveda.
Ayurveda is an ancient system of life and also the oldest surviving medical system in the world. Ayurveda has survived the test of time as well as onslaught of modern science and methods of treatments. The WHO estimates that the herbal and Ayurvedic market will reach $5 trillion by 2050 from the existing $62 billion, with India having 2.5% share.
Several reasons Ayurveda is becoming popular because more and more people are looking forward for natural ingredients, natural products for their day-to-day life, and that's making a big difference. And it's around 300 billion 2018 will be the Ayurvedic market in India. So that makes all the difference in how big Ayurveda market is going to grow. And it's at the CAGR of 16.06% is the CAGR growth also about Ayurveda, and which has been predicted for 2019-24. That's the prediction which has been provided. So with all these things, I think it's pretty well growing. And Ayurveda is not only popular in India, it's popular in other neighboring countries like Sri Lanka, Myanmar, Pakistan, and all these countries also. Ayurveda is popular. And Ayurvedic drugs are being used by these countries also. And they also prefer to have natural products. So taking all this into consideration, there's an immense opportunity there. And the opportunity you find not only in the Indian market, but even in the foreign markets also, more and more people are trusting Ayurveda.
The Ayurveda product segment has been flourishing in India for many decades now. Ethical products, classical Ayurveda products, fast-moving consumer goods, and personal care products including cosmetics are the major categories being retailed. Retail franchising has provided a big push towards the launch of Ayurveda companies. In addition, e-commerce is already playing a larger role in taking Ayurveda products to the masses.
There are two different varieties of product. One is a classic Ayurvedic product and one is the proprietary Ayurvedic medicines. In the classic, this thing contains kashayams, ashrams, lehyams, and grandhams, and all those things. Whereas proprietary Ayurvedic medicines are something it's been developed in the back of taking in the classic Ayurveda and reformulating into a newer generation to see. And that's how the whole difference between both the systems is there. More and more allopathic doctors also are prescribing Ayurvedic products for their patients.
Ayurveda's rich heritage and recognition as a complementary system of medicine in developed countries provides a good foundation to set an ambitious growth goal by increasing market share, customer access, and profitability in both India and global markets. There is a need to focus on increasing accessibility and affordability. attracting investments to the Ayurveda sector, creating brand Ayurveda, promoting Ayurveda hospitals, leveraging mobile internet technology, etc. But most importantly, the Ayurvedic medicines need to be standardized and backward integration needs to be incorporated.
We need to have a standardization of the drugs. That's one of the most important thing which we find, and also backward integration, because Ayurveda is all about using natural herbs. Now, natural herbs, when you started using natural herbs, it is on the verge of extinction. So this verge of extinction, it continues like this. There will become a situation where Ayurvedic herbs will not be available at all in the country. So this being the case, it's very important that we need to look into backward integration so that crops are grown and those crops can be used for Ayurvedic products. Backward integration is not thought about by companies. For example, Cholel, we as a company, we are already into backward integration into our most of the raw herbs which we require for our products. We are already doing backward integration in Kerala, we are doing it in Tamil Nadu, and we already started that process. That's one of the most important things, because the extinction of herbs is one thing which has been predicted, and we should not allow for that.
Clearly, this roadmap focuses on reshaping critical capabilities needed to transform the Ayurveda industry. Acting upon these mega pivots and growth levers will most certainly enable the industry to realize the vision of tripling the Ayurveda market. The coronavirus pandemic has reminded us that our body's immunity is our first and best line of defense. Healthy living and good nutrition are crucial for self-preservation. Fortunately, India, with its vast heritage and knowledge in Ayurveda, does not have to look too far.